Hey, I was reading an article in the Dominicana. It's by the Dominican Journal about Caesar wept. And it's about when Julius Caesar went to Gaul at the age of 33. And in Gaul, he finds this statue of Alexander the Great. And he weeps at the statue of Alexander the Great because he was 33 and Alexander the Great died at 33. And so Julius Caesar, he weeps at the statue. You might say, like, man, at this point, Julius Caesar, he is the governor, I think, of Gaul, the Spanish territory, and he weeps at the statue because he just thinks, I've done nothing with my life. Here is Alexander, who's already dead, and he's conquered the known world, and Julius Caesar just weeps at the statue because he says, I've done nothing with my life, even as governor of Spain. And in the article in the Dominican, I'm not Catholic. I would be of the Reformed Presbyterian and the Reformed Church of Scotland. But I thought it was a great article that whatever Catholic person wrote this says that this seems to be a common experience that people, especially men, probably more so men than women, I mean, at some point in their life will ask, well, have I made a difference? What do I have to show for the last year or decade or maybe even lifetime if you get old enough? I'm not old enough yet to say lifetime, but I did just turn 40. So I'm at the halfway point. I'm at the halfway point, which can lead to the midlife crisis. Usually at 40 you hit the midlife crisis, so I guess it's coming up. But it had a good thought here. It had a good thought. Now, it says in here, this universal desire to be remembered can be seen in a Roman practice called Damnatio Memoriae. And this was a punishment that the Romans would put on a person. It says this punishment was created specifically for tyrants and enemies of the state. The Roman government wouldn't just execute the perpetrator, the culprit. They would erase that person from history. Any influence they may have had, buildings he built, statues depicting him, laws he had issued, paintings of him, all of it would be erased from the public life, or erased, destroyed, or rescinded. The effects of thousands of years were accomplished in a single edict if that person was, declared Damnatio Memoriae. It says the person's entire heritage and life were affected such that it was as if he never existed. And I thought about that and I thought, man, wow, what a punishment that you could be erased. But then I thought, you know what? This is probably something that's not spoke of very much, but you know what? There's something that someone can never erase from you. Your children. If you have children, that can never be erased. They can erase things you've done. They can erase laws you passed. They can collapse statues of you, all those things. But they can't, unless they just flat out kill them, which it doesn't even look like the Romans were willing to just, if you did something bad, they'd just wipe out your entire family. But they can't erase your posterity, your children. And so what a legacy that whatever you do probably has a very slim chance of being remembered. You yourself have a very slim chance of being remembered, but the thing that you'll be remembered for the most would be to pass on your genetics. You can have children, and then they will live on and live on and live on. Now, the sad thing is most of us probably can't even name all 8 of our great-grandparents. But, you still can live on through your children. That's a pretty cool thing. Now, the article does wrap up, and this is an even better thought. That God promises to those who are his, who believe in the name of Jesus Christ, that they will be remembered forever by him. That's Revelations 3:5, that your name will be written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and that you will be remembered forever. Now, that's a pretty awesome promise, that can't even be undone by the ancient Roman practice of Damnatio Memoriae. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so we can say, just like Revelations 3:5, we'll be remembered forever by our God, who will write our names in the Lamb's Book of Life, that Christ is winning, he is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Postmillennial Man.